All right. So we are live in the car. This seems to be a thing now. Since Samurai did it, he does it. I'm doing it. Synth Punk is doing it. Everybody's doing it. So, I just want to say something that I, was thinking about. The whole thing with the Moog Muse, which I have to say is a very fine synthesizer by Moog, and I got to tell you, it's really nice. It sounds amazing. You know what kills me is people are comparing it to the Rev 2 and the Poly Brute. I don't know. I'm going to say that the Poly Brute's nice, but, and I own a Rev 2, but I got to tell you, I really think the Moog Muse blows them both out of the water after what I've been seeing. I watched a few more videos today Samurai sent me, and crazy, man. It's so expensive, and I just don't picture myself buying one as of yet. I'm gonna have to wait a few months. But out of all the synths, I don't even want the TE-05 anymore. That was on my gas dar for a while. So, yeah. I don't know. So, I think the Muse is something that I'm interested in, and I'm blown away because I really thought Moog was gonna be kind of falling apart and hitting the bricks, and there wasn't going to be anything left of that company, but I stand corrected. I'm wrong, and I'm glad I'm wrong because I've always liked Moog, and I've always respected Robert Moog because he's the man. But yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to playing one. I know that they have them in stock at Boston Guitar Center because I am from Massachusetts. So I'm going to have to go and see if they have one on demo because I'd really like to check that out. But, man, I'll tell you, I wasn't crazy about the Poly Brute in the first place. I thought it was good, thought it sounded nice, and it is, but I wasn't like blown away by it. I'm really blown away by the Muse. I just wished I had $3,500 sitting around. I do have a very high percentage of what's the word I'm looking for? Credit on my Sweetwater card. But yeah, man. I don't. I just know this, and I said this to Samurai the other night. I know if this happens, and I tell the wife, I say, hey, I'm buying this synthesizer that's $3,500. My wife really doesn't care what I buy as long as I pay the bills. As long as I do that. But it is kind of silly because I do own a ton of gear. And I just picked up the Hydra Synth, and I just picked up the Mini Freak. And, within a year, I bought 3 synthesizers. Also the Osmos Expressive E, and all 3 of them are gorgeous, and they sound amazing. But I just, I want the Muse, man. Earlier today I said maybe I'll sell the Matrix Brute and the Rev 2 and the Deep Mind. I don't know. I don't like selling gear. When I do sell it, it's usually trinkets and things that I don't really play anymore or care about. I don't know. If I got anybody in the chat, I can't really read it because I'm driving. But if anybody's in the chat just throwing it out there, like, well, what do you think I should do? You know, anybody? Yeah. So, you know, I wrote a letter to Moog, which was in music. Actually, they're the ones who actually got back to me about the Labyrinth, because I just want to experience it for myself. You know, I want to know what it's like. I want to see what all the hubbub's about. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's any hubbub personally. I think Synth Samurai was right. I think the Labyrinth was the candy. You know, let's praise how good this candy tastes to see if we can get them to send me a Muse. You know, maybe that's what that was about. I don't know. But yeah, man, I really like this synthesizer. Samurai did send me something today that was a Dr. Mix played the Polybrute demo, and it was pretty impressive, and he's amazing anyway. But yeah, so I was just like, hey, cool, you know, I'll definitely check this out. And I listened to it and I watched it and I was like, yeah, the Polybrute is crazy sick. It's really nice, but man, it's just like, it's not as good as the Muse. I never thought I'd be back on a Moog kick again, because they had disappointed me for so long. But right now, man, I got gas bad. And there ain't no Tums that can take care of that kind of gas. So I say within the next, probably by November, I'll have myself a Moog Muse in my studio. And by that time, too, we can actually see how many people have had problems with them, or maybe there won't be any problems with them. I'm betting my money on there's not going to be any problems with them. That's what I'm betting. That's what I'm hoping, you know? So, you know, I just think that, you know, the way things sounds, man, you know, and other people are saying this too. They're like, oh, well, you can get all those sounds from any synthesizer. Yeah, I mean, you know, each synthesizer, you know, Synth Samurai turned me on to those guys. I forget the name of it. ProSynth, that's it. ProSynth Network. I watched that and was really cool. Two of the guys that developed the patches, some of the patches on the Moog team within music were on that show. And man, I'll tell you, that's when I heard the magic. That's when I heard the sound. That's when I said, wow, you know. And Synth Punk said it, you know, I love Oberheim, I love Sequential, I love Moog, I love Arturia, you know, he said all of that stuff. And they all sound different. Each synthesizer sounds different. They all have their own voice, you know. And I have to say, you know, I got somebody said to me, how much time did I spend with the Moog 1? Well, I didn't have any time to spend with the Moog 1 because nobody had one on display. There was no place for me to play one, so I didn't get a chance. So I had to rely on people, on sources that actually own them, or that went to, you know, Moog and played one. And, you know, the Moog 1 didn't impress me. What can I say? You know? And I got ousted for that because I said this should have been the Moog 1. The Moog Muse should have been what Moog came out with. And, you know, I just think that that it's really too bad and sad that, you know, Moog came out with that thing. And, you know, I mean, $10,000. And I said this before in one of my other videos. Come on, man. You know, $10,000. What was the other one? $8,000. You know, like I said, $3,500 is a stretch for me. I think it's a stretch for anybody. You know, even the Polybrute being what the Polybrute comes in at what? Is that, I forget, is that 33,000? I forget what it is, but that's a stretch, man. One of my other videos I said, I even said it the other night on Synth Fighter, on Samurai's podcast. I said that I don't usually go over $2,500 on a synthesizer because I just think it's crazy. But the funny part is this thing really blows my mind, and it's got that Moog sound. It really does. It doesn't sound like any other synthesizer. So I know, I watched Synthpunk's video today. He was driving in his car. I used to do car videos when I was on Instagram Live, when I was promoting my albums and stuff. So kind of getting back to that now. I think we're all doing it. But, I just think that, Synthpunk said he's going to be buying one. And I talked to Samurai today, and, the Samurai says he's going to be buying one. I don't know if he's going to get the TE-05 now. I'm going to talk to him later on. Or Samurai, if you're on right now, are you going to get the TE-05? I don't know. I was gassing for that, but I'm not anymore. I think it's kind of like Matt Johnson said, you don't usually hear people say stuff like this, and I really like his channel. He reviews a lot of gear, and he's a keyboard player for Jamiroquai, and pretty cool guy. And I'll just say this, that he said right then and there, he said this is kind of like the be all end all synthesizer, like, to have. And I mean, you could say that about it, but I gotta tell you, that thing's a beast, man. It's a monster, and it can sound like anything. And it's got all the different technologies in it. It's got Moog 1 technology. It's got the grandmother technology, matriarch technology. It's even got, what do you call it? Mini Moog technology, Voyager technology. It's almost like Moog got smart, and they finally put all of their technology that they've had over the years into this synthesizer, and finally came out with a beast. And that's just phenomenal. So anyway, I just thought I'd come up to this live jam here, get that out there, get my opinion out there, and blown away by Moog. I'm not looking to get one for free. This isn't, I'm not shilling right now, okay? I'm just telling you my opinion and what I think. So anyway, but I got to take off. I got to get going. I just got out of work. Gonna go eat some din. Maybe do some jamming tonight. So yeah. Thanks, guys. I can see there is some people in the chat. Love the synth community. Love all you guys. And like I always say, stay creative, stay frosty, and yeah, we'll see you later. Sloo.